relationships ain't equal. Relationships ain't 50-50. Relationships is 10-90, 20-80, 30, 30-70, 40-60, 50-50, and then work your way back. Whatever the need of the relationship is, that's what you need to do. Because it's not a contract. It's covenant. Relationships, covenant. If you committed to a person, you do what needs to be done. If I'm having a good day, she's having a bad day, we having a bad day. There is no, oh no, I'm good, you just handle yours over there. Ain't none of that.
What are you doing today that makes you better than the person you were yesterday? That is part of the Ascension brand. That is the motto, the heart of what we stand for. When I pass away, I want people to know. I want people to remember me, not for the time that I've spent on this planet, but for the things that I have done to contribute to society. My mama raised a loser, but I broke the chains.
Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Dirty Chunga podcast, where the elephant is always welcome. Today it is me, your boy Marcus Morton. Always here with me is my co-host, the Aaron Mack, and our lovely ladies.
Coco and Alyssa. They have names. Glad to hear that you actually said that with some energy this time, though. Like, give me hype, bro. Give me hype, bro.
I'm trying.
Give me hype, dog. You know I'm gonna stay hyped. Oh Lord.
Huh?
Who set that up?
What?
That John.
Tripod?
It's not centered.
I got it.
Yeah.
Keep going.
What did I do? Oh, all right.
All right, folks. We just had a little
Technical
technical difficulty. You know, the same difficulty we have every week that we never learn our lesson from, but it's all good. You know. At least all the cameras running today. That's been a common issue of mine. I just keep forgetting. There's always one camera that's always forgetting that I always forget to start. You know, it's all good though. It's all good.
You got it.
It's all good.
So.
Ooh. Podcast do. We not prepared. We are
prepared, but I didn't think of like a boss of false for this
situation.
situation.
Yeah. You know, boss of false been kind of iffy lately. You know, we like last week's boss of false, that joke kind of snuck up out the blue. I was like, oh, that's perfect.
It did.
That's perfect.
How could we turn this one into? I mean, that one could really be like how we get there.
Oh, true.
Right,
you know, So we make it a point. Well, actually, we don't make it a point. Our job make it a point to keep us separated for the entire week until we come to this podcast table. But you know, it's all love. We all family, and you know, we keep a open communication ish outside of the podcast. But you know, it's all about. We don't necessarily talk about the podcast until we get to the table to talk about the podcast.
This is true. Huh?
Or I'll say something like, yeah, everybody, I don't really know what to do. My brain's scattered, so y'all come up with a topic, and I just kind of just throw my 2 cents in, and that usually, nobody's complained yet, so.
It works.
So yeah, it must be working. Yeah, something? What?
It ain't but so much I can do to fill in the dead space, y'all. I'm just saying.
All right. So, y'all know that y'all have been with us for
over a year.
Good little while.
Yeah. Now that's been quite a year yet.
And
I mean, the very first episode, wasn't it like November 8th that you guys officially
it was
recorded it?
The first episode we recorded on December the 12th.
Oh, I thought it was November.
Yeah, so we're a little short of a year. Go ahead, Marcus.
And we really appreciate how supportive y'all have been. Everyone has been real
I thought
supportive.
that you were definitely talking to the audience. Okay.
I was talking to like.
Our listeners. Thank you.
But yeah, for our
y'all
listeners
too.
Also, y'all have also been supportive, and that's kind of what this topic is about: supportivity. If that's even a word. Is that a word? It's gonna be a word today.
Okay.
Supportivity, the act of supporting a fellow brother or a fellow person in their rise to greatness.
I feel like we should have had the definition written across the screen right now.
The
Supportivity.
the annunciation on the screen. Supportivity. All right, gotcha.
But yeah, so I was on Reddit and I found this I don't know what they call them, subreddits about a story about how this couple, they kind of like hit a rough patch, and the male kind of doesn't like his job, so he wants to quit his job and focus on like his music career full time. And the female kind of, she wants to be supportive, but she kind of having like troubles how to be supportive in that situation, because they're in a rough patch. COVID is going on, and not a lot of money is coming in,
Right.
so they could like support themselves. She kind of feels like even though he wants to pursue his career, there needs to be a plan B just in case something goes wrong or if something fails. So that's kind of like being supportive, but not all the way, kind of like just supporting halfway. There should be like a safety net to say in this type of situation. How do y'all feel about that? How we get here?
There's too much to unpack there. I'm a slide to the back for a second. You know, I want everybody else's opinion first before I jump in and like completely drown and flood that, because I have personal experience with that,
Right?
And like even now, like there's still like in my my relationship with Alyssa, there's still opportunities for that topic as well. So I would love to know everybody else's opinion on that, because I'm the type of person where I'm like, yo, like Alyssa, she's just like, I want to support you, and I'm like, but how do I support you? So I'm like, it's like a double-edged sword, where it's like I'm trying to figure out how to support her and her thing while she supported me and my thing. So I just want to know everybody else's opinion on that before I jump in.
So we had talked about this yesterday, right? Didn't they move in with his parents?
Yeah, they're also living with his parents right now. So in my opinion, I wouldn't think like financials is still an issue, but not like a major issue. I mean, I'm not saying go mooch off your parents, but still.
Yeah. I feel that.
And I was trying to tell him yesterday, as a woman, you do not want to live under someone else's parents' house. I've done that. It ain't where it's at. Like,
yeah.
What's so funny? What's so funny?
I understand, but like,
but no,
as a whole,
like, no, it's just not gonna work out. Like, you focus on music. Please don't say as a rapper. Like,
nah, I think it was like musician. I think he was like a guitar player. I don't think so. But.
Well, I'm not moving in with nobody's parents unless a natural disaster happened.
Or if maybe they're sick or something and need help taken care of.
No, I'm good. I'm good. They got home
but
for that.
No, like I've been there. Oh no, I've been there when someone lost their job and I picked up the slack, and I'm like, okay, well, when are you going to pick it back up? Like that. No. So me, I personally would not go through that again.
But
unless I know your work ethic.
Okay, but that's the difference though.
That's the key right there.
Yeah, your work ethic. If that person shows, or if they show that they can, you know, they work hard, that they're a workaholic or something, it's up to them to kind of prove themselves in that type of situation. Really, all you would have to do is like just give them your faith and support. Your situation is a little different because like,
deadbeat.
Yeah, but but like it's one thing to like quit your job and then just kind of like go into slob mode and just like do nothing, and then there's another thing to quit your job and actually sit down, self-reflect, as we always say, and push yourself to do something out of your comfort zone and work hard in it to make a career out of that.
True, but some people don't have the patience to wait that long.
Yep.
Like, I give you a month. After that.
Yep. Because that's productive, right?
I mean, sometimes it might take longer than a month. Like
It would definitely take longer than a month, especially if you wasn't working on it already.
This is true.
See, with that situation right there, like my dude, there's too, like I said, there's too much to unpack on that. There's too many unknown variables that is unsaid in that category. First of all, I would like to ask, what subreddit did you get that from? Do you remember? Because that would tell me a lot about what situation, what type of situation it was.
I think it was just a relation. I typed in either relationship problems or.
Did you screenshot it, or you still have it? Like,
yeah,
you just go look at it. So because it'll definitely tell you what kind of situation it was, whether it's the man that's the one that's messing up, because it could just be a subreddit based off of men not doing what the fuck they're supposed to do.
Relationship advice.
Okay, so the basic jump. Because it's like it's too much there. Like it could be one of those situations where my dude was. So I'm not at all trying to take my man's side and say that, that like she wrong for like putting him on the spot like that, but there's something that I would like to know when it comes to a situation like that. Like, was there a plan?
Right.
Did he come up with a plan? And if he didn't, then my man in the wrong. Like if you just like straight up was like woke up one day and was like, yo, I'm gonna pursue my rap career. And you ain't got a rap career. You ain't got a song recorded. You ain't sung a tune. I ain't wrote a note. I ain't opened FL Studios. I ain't wrote shit down. Like you just woke up one day and was like, yo, I think I want a rap career. And I go quit my job because I'm about to pursue rap. You ain't got not one mixtape out. And then you go home and had to tell your wife like, yo, I just quit my job with no plan. You ain't even let her know that anything was going on. You just went on and jumped up and quit. Like, yo, that would definitely be a problem. And then on the other hand, you got a person who would they would say that, and they spouse could be supportive, and then once they actually make that move, they stop making moves. Because now you all of a sudden you feel successful in the moment because you quit your job because you think that now you're about to be full time in your music career, but you ain't necessarily moved the music career since you stopped working. And what people don't really understand is that once you stop working as an entrepreneur, I get that you want to be an entrepreneur, but once you stop working, you need to work.
Right.
And most people can't put that time into working outside of the job because they need somebody to tell them what to do. And when that person ain't there to tell you what to do, then all of a sudden you lost. So yeah, your spouse about to be pissing. They about to be pissed that you just sitting on the couch all day just playing the Xbox. So yeah, that's a problem, especially if you living with your parents.
Yeah.
Especially if you living with your parents, like there's definitely need to be a move being made. And it gets a little personal in that, but I'm about to drop nuggets, but it's all good. It's all good.
I mean, I guess if we want to kind of go into what me and him were talking about, I mean, I'm fully supportive of him wanting to write books. And we always talk about how we all want to leave a certain company. And we all know
Danilla.
that at the end of the day, we need to work very hard to try and get out of that.
Yeah.
I already know that one of the major things that's going to be the catalyst of that is the books, especially in terms of what he's doing already. It's not going to be necessarily music, probably not, likely not going to be the podcast, likely not going to be any of the other things, but the books definitely. That's that one I know is going to take off and this, that, and the other. I don't necessarily have anything that I'm kind of going towards at the moment other than potentially real estate next year. And
Which
that's
is
going to be
something.
another big thing.
No, let's not skip past that like it's not.
But I'm continuing my sentence. Now you threw me off. Okay. And he's always talking about how we want to try and get out of that situation. And I'm like, okay, well, if you realize that you need to take more time to write or something like that, I can take over working this other thing for now and Like, you can take some time off and I can pick up the slack and we can go from there. Like, you can fully support yourself there and I'll help bring in the additional income that we need. He says no. That he would basically kill himself trying to get everything done on top of everything else and top of right and on top of everything else. But I'm like, okay, but I'm going to try and support you in whatever way I can so that we can try and get out of this situation.
So, okay. So with that, the reason why that kind of worked out or would work out in this situation that they're going through would be communication. Y'all talked about you talked about a problem and y'all know the steps to get out of that problem. But now it's down to the execution. And you kind of have to break the problem down, divide it up, and then attack it piece by piece so it can work out. I feel like the only way she could be so supportive is because there's a foundation, there's a plan, it's all written out. It can be clearly seen that even though you might not want me to pick up the slack here, take on a little more than, I need to get it done, that's what I'm going to do so you can have this free time to do what you need to do so we can move forward.
Right.
That's how I feel.
Yeah. I mean, I completely understand like why she said it, and because I'm always on this thing of getting your time back, and I've always been on that, like getting your time back. We spend way too much time on things that don't have nothing to do with us. Like our boss, the big boss, the God in the sky, I guess you could say, and not Big G, Lil G.
Very low G.
Our efforts and the time that we put in is only feeding him. It ain't feeding us. Like that's so I'm like really adamant about taking our time, taking our time back, not my time, because we'll be more productive and more valuable to the world if we get our time back. So I understand why Alyssa would necessarily sacrifice to make that happen. But she was talking about near future, and I'm like, no. This is not the time. Like if I was making money in another avenue, then that would be understandable. Like if I was making $600, $700, $800 a month on something outside of work, and I needed more time to put into writing, then that would make sense for me to be like, all right, I think you might be right, because now at least we have a marketable concept. But right now it's all just still ideas. But even though the execution has already been done, the groundwork hasn't been laid out yet. And Alyssa is one of the risk it all to give it all kind of people. And I like being with somebody like that. You have to make sure that you're careful with how, and I'm trying to.
I wouldn't necessarily say that's me. That's more you.
I'm not about to risk my anything to give anybody anything. That's not me. That's you.
I guess I was confused what the risking
it all to give it all.
Yeah, okay.
Risking all of you to give to someone else. I've never been like that. That's not me. I pick and choose how I give myself to people and risk myself for people. You're just like, all right,
Here.
yeah, yeah. Like,
Here, what can I give you? What can I give you? What can I give you?
Pick it up.
What can I give you? What can I give you? Oh no, I'm broke. Okay, next week.
literally my life. So I had to be careful with how I allow her to do that. And there's been times where she had to jump in and pull me out of water. Yeah, it's like, but at the same time, I know for a fact that that I need to protect her from herself, pretty much. Right. That's what I'm saying. But I do want to know, like, this conversation is like pretty interesting. I want to know, like, has anybody else at this table been through a relationship where there hasn't been a supportive significant other?
2 of them.
Okay, supportive how?
In any way, like
Like I've had a relationship where like she was kind of like really I'm not gonna say upset 'cause she wasn't like upset, but like really downplaying like my hobbies. And like I don't. Okay, so it was.
So you gotta be
video
careful.
games,
You gotta be
basically.
careful with hobbies, though.
But that's the thing. I wasn't playing them like as much, like literally like in my free time. If like everybody, because we were in band and we'll have like breaks, and instead of like going outside getting in trouble or whatever, I just sit in my chair and play video games. And like that, not giving her like that attention at that time or something. She was like real upset. But I'm like, we basically spend every day together. We come to school like 5 days a week. We have performances every Saturday.
So do we have like? Well, I gotta remember how old you are and how much younger you are than I am, because like you just went back to high school and I've not. That's not necessarily a real relationship.
Yeah, that's what I was like.
Like, so, I don't know if you necessarily count that one.
Keep it playing with it. But yeah,
So I actually been on the other side where I was the one without the job and he had to pick up the slack. And it was like I had interview after interview, but nobody would hire me, and it was like it was getting frustrating. And I guess it was getting frustrated for him, and he just gave up on me. It's like, fuck it. So, yeah, and then, of course, y'all know that I was the one supporting someone who wasn't, you know.
That's interesting.
So I worked on both sides, but it's not like I was just, like, out here being lazy or whatever.
Yeah,
Right,
you were actively looking
but that person just gave up.
Was it a time thing, or was it like one of those things where it's like you were asking, like, because, all right, so how many interviews did you have, if you don't mind me asking?
Within a span of 4 months, about... That was a long time ago, Aaron.
just
Like ballpark.
bringing up
Yeah, just
three, maybe more.
That's not that. No, I thought you was talking like you had like 10 interviews, and it was like, okay, yeah, it's obviously something that you're doing wrong, and it's like you spent like years or something in that. Like,
But on top of that, I was like babysitter, nanny, whatever for the twins and stuff.
So you were still making money.
I had that money, and then I had a friend that. So I was making a little bit of money here and there, but you know, a
you
job
didn't have a
constant,
stable.
yeah,
Okay.
Contract.
basically.
Contract.
Yeah.
So it's not. I wasn't out here working.
Yeah. You were actually out here trying to do something, and you were having interviews. You just didn't get a job. Like it just wasn't a good fit, and that happens. There ain't a reason to leave no damn body, but
it was more sad, but that's just part of it.
Yeah. All right.
So we kind of talked about this like way back in the single digit episodes. So how do y'all feel about like everyone feels or says that a relationship is like 50-50?
No.
But how do y'all react when that person can't put up that 50? What happens when sometimes you have to put up that 80 for a little while they put up 20?
This chair might last through the episode. But I hear you, and I'm ready. Y'all go ahead. I got you.
I mean, with us, of course I would, because I know you wouldn't like slack off. Like you working hard now with school and stuff, and I fully support you in that. Even though I hate your late nights
and early mornings. But anyway,
I don't know that. I was told that you get up late. I was told you get up late.
Who said that? Hold on. Where you hear that from? You hear that from me.
Surprised. When was the last? I don't know. Anyway, so the reason you would pick it up is because you know that picking up that slack will make it easier later down the road, right? Yeah. So if you didn't have that security, how would you feel about that?
All right, then we'll have to work something else out because we ain't about to be out here poor. You know my lifestyle. And now I have to be straight up with you. Like, I have to tell you this would not work out. Like, I understand your dreams and everything, and you focus on the future, but right now, it's kind of important right now because we just can't be. I don't know how I feel about living with your parents, babe, because we will definitely be sleeping in separate rooms.
Nah, because they got the other room. They wouldn't be like that. We got a whole. That's a after podcast. Anyway, okay. How about you guys?
I mean, personally, I've been in a situation that's probably a little less serious than your guys's. I mean, at the end of the day, me and him were kind of off and on. But
The last guy.
had the last guy. Definitely not Aaron.
We own.
Yes,
You ain't
we
got that option. You ain't got that option.
No.
It's forever, baby.
But anyway, I had, and I've definitely gotten a lot better now, regardless of what Aaron says. I tend to be very self-sacrificing. I will do anything and everything to always pick up whatever slack, no matter how many hours I have to work, no matter how hard I have to work, no matter how much I have to research, no matter how hard I have to try and duplicate myself. I will always try and do something. So with my last situationship. Yes, that one. He made a few poor choices, which led him to losing his job. He was jobless for a good year, good year and a half maybe, and still I was there to support, not financially, but I mean at the end of the day, I was still there. He lived with his parents. He's still, I think he just barely moved out of his parents, and he's well into his 30s now. So yeah, it was probably one of the best decisions that I ever made.
Clown.
To leave him. But I still always had that sort of mentality of, okay, I'll be a sponge. Whenever you don't need me to be as much, then I'll shrink to make yourself look better. Or if I need to fill up the space, then I'll fill it up. But I said in the past.
Yeah, there's definitely some opportunities there, though. Continue, though. You good.
But anyway, I mean, that's just how I kind of always was. So I think that I don't know if that's just something that I always thought of. But it's in terms of relationships, I never saw it as 50-50. Like, of course, always strive to be equal. But at the end of the day, the only way to make relationships work, especially in hard times such as this or whatever other personal situation people are in, you always got to be prepared to give a little bit more if you need to make sure that at the end of the day, you're not just getting 10% of 100 with the relationship, or else that's a good way to make it die.
And another thing I forgot to add, because I have asked Marcus a couple times, like, I need to take a mental leave from our job. And I was like, hey, is it okay? Can I do this? Do we have enough so I can do this? And he says, yeah, but I just think, and I'd be like, no, this ain't the right time. Maybe later on down the line. And this later on down the line, still ain't the right time.
Just plan for it.
Yeah,
and actively work towards it.
Yeah.
If you need to, like, I would like save up some money. It's like, how much time off do you need, and then how much would you be missing out based on how much time you need.
Like, I have saved and stuff, but like random shit just.
Cause for real, like y'all make $4,000 a month, like roughly. We probably gonna have to cut that out. I don't want to know y'all business. Y'all make a certain amount of money every month, and like you miss 2 weeks, you save up that amount of money. Like,
yeah, but something always happening. Like,
something always happen.
Mm-hmm.
I just want to answer. I'm gonna answer the question, right?
With a question.
No, it's not answering the question with a question because I ain't got no questions. It's like this is real. This is real life, real facts. Like, relationships ain't equal.
Mm-hmm.
Relationships ain't 50-50. Relationships is 10-90, 20-80,
as long as
30
it equals 100.
30-70, 40-60, 50-50, and then work your way back. Whatever the need of the relationship is, that's what you need to do.
Right.
Because it's not a contract. It's covenant.
Mm-hmm.
Relationships, covenant. If you committed to a person, you do what needs to be done.
Mm-hmm.
If I'm having a good day, she's having a bad day, we having a bad day.
Mm-hmm.
There is no, oh, no, I'm good, you just handle yours over there. Ain't none of that. It's something that people don't seem to understand when it comes to give and take, and when it comes to relationships. Relationships can't be all giving. You can't be all giving in a relationship, because if you're all giving in a relationship, that's not a relationship. That's what we call a situationship. If you're constantly giving to somebody and you feel like there's no giving, there's no receive, even if the receive isn't like a monetary thing, you're giving somebody some money, but they ain't giving you no money back, then y'all just at zero. That's not what I'm talking about, because this ain't a financial thing. This equal giving, equal sacrifice. Because if I got $100 and it's my last $100 and we both give 10%, you got $10, but it's your last $10, we both get 10%, we both gave 10%. It doesn't matter how much money there is. It's equal giving, equal sacrifice. And most people are on rewards. If I stay in this situation, how is it going to reward me? It's not rewarding me in this moment. Most people are in this contract mindset where they're like, what am I receiving in this moment? And if this relationship isn't giving me anything right now, this feels uncomfortable. This feels really bad. I don't want this. So I'm going to walk. Now, I want to clean up what you just said, because you and Mark has been together for a while, and I don't necessarily believe that if he was in a bad spot, you would just walk. So, like, I kind of get what you were saying, but like, I want everybody who's listening to understand that she didn't say that if he was down on his luck, she would just walk. That's not what she said. What she said was, and for anybody who missed it, what she said was, there needs to be a conversation that happens that is saying that I am not okay with the situation that we're in. And if I come to you and say I'm not okay with this situation that we're in, and I talk to you about it, you say, all right, yep, we not okay right now. We not okay. So here's what I need to do now. You woke up one day and you decided that you were going to quit your job. You went to work and you just said to your boss, no 2 weeks notice. You went to work, you clocked in, you just went to go tell your boss, look, I'm out. I ain't coming back no more. You went home, you told your wife or your husband, whatever the case is, that you don't want to work no more. And then all of a sudden, you expect you trying to find out why your spouse pissed at you. Like, I don't know if y'all ever seen it. Like, and this always pissed me off. But anybody at this table saying everybody hate Chris?
Yeah.
Like,
My
y'all
man
remember?
worked two jobs.
Right, my man worked 2 jobs. Right, so every time you go get a job, Rochelle had like 9 jobs in like in the first season she had 9 jobs, and she quit every last one of them with that same phrase. My man got 2 jobs. So the communication thing has to be important in the scenario, right? If there's something that needs to happen in the relationship, something that needs to be done, especially on a financial standpoint, there needs to be a conversation between both people. And if more people are involved, there needs to be a conversation with everybody, and especially when finances are involved. If there's a party that isn't involved, there's a party that feels left out. There's no equal giving there. There's no equal giving. If you got a family on this side and your family is telling you what to do, and this person is over here, your significant other, there's no equal giving. There is no equal giving. Everybody has to be involved in that. You cannot make a decision based off of your own life and your own circumstances and put that on your relationship. That's not how that's supposed to work. Equal giving, equal sacrifice. Mm-hmm. I can't give you $10, but I can give you my time. I can do whatever it is that you need me to do around the house. If you are the person who is thinking about quitting your job to follow what you believe in, I'm on board with that. I'm artistic as fuck. I'm on board with it. My girl said that she was willing to front me if I needed to take some time off to write. I'm not in that space yet, so I'm not about to take that opportunity to go to that point. If I'm not ready for that, I can still work now. I can work and write right now. So what is keeping me from going to work? Yeah, I can be like, yeah, you know what, yeah, that sounds good. I don't like the job no more. Yeah, I ain't got to go no more. I can easily take advantage of that, right? I can easily take advantage of her. But I can still work. Mm-hmm. I can still work and do what I need to do. If you don't like your job, that should push you to work harder. Mm-hmm. But most people just want to just get out the job because they just don't like working.
Right. Whew. There's a lot to take in, man.
Bro, it gets personal. Like that's why I'm like so adamant about it. Cause like y'all don't understand what I went through in my last relationship, bro. And I ain't even went there yet.
We gotta go there.
I don't know.
Yes.
Heavens.
All right, but before we do,
a brief break from our sponsor.
Oh, yeah, we can do that.
A brief break from our sponsor.
Wait,
I don't want the sponsor to give me a break.
Shit.
We'll be right back. This episode of the Dirty Trunk Podcast is brought to you by FNX Fit. AMG is big on growth and developing your business and knowledge base, but you can't focus on gaining wealth if you do not have good health. FNXFit.com has a wide array of natural health products that you can take on the go, including pre-workout, post-workout, natural energy, protein, and my favorite, the Super Green Blend. That's what I've been using lately, and I've been hogging it, honestly. But I've been trying to start juicing for a while now. But when you work a 9-to-5 job, it's hard to squeeze in all of your nutrients, and blending fruits and veggies is another job in of itself. But FNX has a product called the Rebalance Super Green that has natural, raw ingredients, antibiotics, and a 5-grass blend that delivers all the vitamins and nutrients your body needs to function properly. Head over to fnxfit.com and enter the code AMGFIT for 10% off of your order today. Help support our platform today by supporting our sponsor. This episode is also brought to you by Rise to Greatness Apparel. The Ascension brand's mission is to promote growth. Keep learning and keep pushing to be better than you were yesterday. The power of affirmations can be your biggest tool to reaching your goals. So let our merch be a symbol of your affirmations. From shirts to accessories, find Ascension Star and Dirty Trunk merch today on our website. You see me rocking the crisp Ascension Star cap every episode with the green underbill to remind us all to keep looking up to find our destiny. Or if that's not your style, choose between a range of our other products. Your destiny is written in the stars, not on the ground. Head over to ascensiondynasty.com/shop and enter the code AMG10 for 10% off your next order.
Welcome back to the Dirty Trunk Podcast, guys. We just took a little intermission.
I think they know already.
Oh, I don't know how to think set up, but welcome back. Do you ever like fear or like kind of do you ever fear like you would use her?
I don't think he has it in him.
Yeah.
Why do you say yeah? And why do you say you don't think he has it? But you go first. Why is that a fear?
Mine will be a shorter answer.
That's two different things. It's, I get the question, but there's two answers to that because it's like I do fear using her, and it's because she is as giving as she is, and that's why, because she is as giving as she is. So there's a line there, and even though she don't know the line. I know the line. Cross it. Right. I know the line. So it's like I had to stay at a distance from that line in order to make sure that I'm still equally giving. So I never want to be that person that has my hand too far in the cookie jar. And I think that's why she said that, because she knows that. And we talked about this. So like, we just recently talked about this because I asked her like, yo, what can I do to take care of you?
Take care of your partners, guys. Take care of your partners.
He felt the love. That's why he did that.
Can you feel the love tonight?
Whose song is that?
Lion King.
No, it's
It's
Elton John.
Oh. Learn something new today.
Yeah.
I don't have more questions.
What movie was that on?
Lion King.
But different people sung it.
Oh yeah, Beyonce sung this down.
No, honey.
On the new Lion King?
I ain't talking about the new Lion King. I'm talking about the old Lion King.
Was it on the old Lion King?
Yes,
Yes,
it was.
Oh, okay. All right. Yep. All right. Cool. Dope. More questions?
I don't have any more
Did we
questions.
just finish the no,
I think I said everything.
all right, nobody got anything else on their mind? I guess I go into the story.
Yes.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah.
Can we
Finna get real.
do we ease into it, or do I just like drop it off, like
Boom.
unload it?
Here's an example of what you
Hiroshima.
shouldn't do.
No, that just made me look bad. Like,
No.
here's an example of what you shouldn't do.
I mean, that's what. Yikes. We
It's like taking a break from sponsors.
Oh man, so yeah, this conversation it hits home in a few ways because like I wasn't a person who just like up and just quit my job. Because I always felt the need to have an equal giving in the relationship. In my last relationship, I lived with the parents. I lived with the parents, and I was upset more than my spouse was upset because her daughter had to sleep in the bed with her mom, and I just didn't like that in the trailer. Like I won't feeling it, so I got to a point where I got tired of being tired of that situation, and I was like, yo, what are you going to do to help me get us to where we need to go? Because it got to a point where anytime we talked about finances, the conversation got a little funny. She ended up getting pissed off and start pointing fingers, playing the blame game, and I'm just like, yo, I don't want to play the blame game. I don't necessarily care about none of that. What used to happen, what we didn't do, what opportunities we missed, none of that's really important. What I want to talk about is what are we going to do from here? Right. Like, how are we going to do? How are we going to progress? Where are we going? And I'm a planner when it comes to my life, especially my finances. Like, I spend money like it's going out of style, and that's just something that I got to stop doing. I know that. I understand that. But when it's time to plan, when it's time to grind and get what you need to get what you need to get, I'm the type of person where I'm like, yo, we need to sit down. Don't look at no TV. Don't focus on nothing else. Get a pen and paper. Write down everything that we got coming in. Write down everything we got coming out. And analyze this plan. Alyssa, how many times did we do a financial plan in the last month?
At least 4.
I got to a point where I wanted to make a financial plan with my ex, and I tried that, and she got upset. And I wanted to know where her money was going. Her money, she was working way too many hours, and there was no money coming in. And I was spending all of mine, and coming from a repossession a few years beforehand, I'm like, yo, we living in a trailer. We ain't paying no rent. We get fed on a regular. Why we can't save our money? What's happening? You got me going out buying everything up, feeding you, going out to eat every night, damn near. Movies every week, damn near. What's happening? What's going on? So I got to a point, and that like at this point, like my entrepreneur spirit was on fleek. I mean, like full scale. Like I was like in there, like any opportunity I could find, I was going in it, and I was learning everything that I can learn. once again, we talk about equal giving, equal sacrifice. Now, I was sacrificing my time so I can learn how to get out of this situation. Her, on the other hand, she won't sacrifice her time to learn. She won't try to learn. She didn't give a damn about learning any of it. She didn't care about that. She just wanted what she was getting at that moment. There was no planning for the future. Planning for the future made her, I guess it made her anxious or something. I don't fucking know. I don't care. I just know that it got to a point where, and this is, and I don't, when it comes to divorce, man, like, it's not a thing that I'm like, I would necessarily recommend. I would say that if you are married and you are looking to leave your significant other, I would say just sit back and think, like, oh, have I done everything that I can do to fix this? And if you can honestly tell yourself, yeah, I honestly did everything that I can to fix this, and there's literally nothing else I can do. If you can tell yourself that, then by all means, go ahead and do what you need to do for yourself. Don't worry about anybody else in that moment, because if it's healthier for you to leave, then by all means, go ahead and do it. But once again, taking full accountability of everything that you do and everything that you bring to the table. If you haven't made that fight, then I don't necessarily recommend you leaving, because you can probably fix that joint if you wanted to. Right. If you fighting by yourself, you can't do it. You can't do it. Like, relationship is a tango. It's a dance. There's two people in that dance. If you're pulling the weight for the moment, that's cool. Just wait till she pick up. Just wait till she could. Like, she'll be all right. Just let her get there. If he falls when you get there, he was down for he was good for you when you were down. So
do the same.
Just do the same. He'll get back. He'll get there. Let him be. When Alyssa met me, I was in the dumps. I was down. I ain't necessarily in that place right now. And it seemed like at somewhere at the beginning of the year, we kind of traded off. Alyssa doesn't want to admit that her job is taking the toll on her that she thinks it is. And, you know, it got her in a real funky predicament. And I get it. I'm here for you. You were there for me when I was messing up. So it's a dance. You're never, like, and they say in a relationship, no two people are ever going to be in marital bliss at 100% of the time of the relationship. Right. There's always going to be a situation or a time period where one person is feeling down more than the other person. So what are you going to do to make that shift? In my previous relationship, it was a situation where I was down a whole lot more than I was up, but my spouse wasn't there pulling me. So I was in the relationship on my own, trying to figure out where the fuck she was at. But when I found out where she was at, that's when that's a whole different podcast, right, in of itself. But that's why this situation, this conversation about support is deep to me, because when I said that I wanted to do what I needed to do to get out of the 40-hour work week, which by that time, at that point, I was working 60-hour work weeks in 3 days. Yeah, that's real. It was tragic. I worked like 52 hours one weekend, and we only had a 3-day work week. It's the most insane thing I've ever heard in my life. Like, corporate America don't give a fuck about y'all. I promise you. But just like you said with the young lady that you was in high school with, I shouldn't have been having that problem in my 20s. There's no way I should be having that problem in my 20s. We living in a trailer. We sleeping in your daughter is in the bed with your mama in the living room because there's no space in the bedroom, and you should want to do more when you're not doing anything. If I'm not at work, no, we don't need to be cuddling all the goddamn time. We need to figure out how the fuck we gonna get out this trailer. Okay. You know what I'm saying? Like that type of stuff right there is not what you want to be doing in a relationship. And I don't want to make it too personal, but that's what I went through, and that's why why I'm so adamant about it. Now there is a difference, caveat that we were talking about. Did we already discuss that? We were talking about the other day. I told you because I told you I was be coming from one perspective, and there was another perspective that you threw at me. What was it? Did we already talk about that?
Yeah, I think we already covered it.
What was it again?
It was basically if you do, like, quit your job and follow your career, there needs to be a plan laid out. There needs to be milestones set.
Yeah, hell yeah.
And just have a solid foundation that all right, this is what we need to do. This is where we need to go. This is what I'm going to do.
Right.
To basically kind of secure your partner and letting them know that I'm not just doing this on a whim. I'm doing this because I put thought in it, and I will make it work. I will put in the effort to make it work.
Right. Because it makes no sense for you to just get up and do it and not tell your partner nothing, and they just know that at some point they gotta pick up the slack. How long? Why? Fuck, why? Like, you just wake up one day, it's just like, yo, I want to start a music career. You ain't never made no fucking music while we were together. Like, where the fuck did this come from? like Alyssa know, like, if anything, if I was to quit my job right now, she know exactly what I'll be doing, at what time of the day, how long I'm gonna be doing it. More than likely, I'm probably gonna be spending the 40 hours that I just gave up writing. More than likely. Because how many books do we have to write at this point?
I think it's 19.
No.
I was about to say 20.
No.
I was like 16.
No. Everybody wrong.
13.
Everybody wrong.
I thought it was 8.
Nope.
9.
Baby.
Okay.
We just made one the other day.
Oh wait, the one
28.
Made up, right?
God, Eric, what?
28 books, and that's not even including the Courtney's books.
Yeah, not even.
That's not even including Courtney's books. That's just Ascension Universe. Working title, by the way. 28 books. That's how much we got to write. So I'm gonna be spending, once I quit this job, 40 hours. It's right in front of the computer. Tick, right in front of the computer. What's up? Know what I'm saying? So,
I feel like we should just zoom in on your face with the reaction.
Like, Jesus. I thought it was like close to 20.
It is close to 20. Like shortly
Closer
after.
to 30.
Shortly after. Like, very, very close.
20 left. Ish.
What is this, 27 left. Well, anyway, yeah, that's what y'all need to do. I think we can go ahead and we got all the cards on the table for that one. That was that was a good conversation.
Good. But yeah, everybody, be supportive. Show your supportivity to your partners and your significant others. It takes two to tango. There needs to be equal effort going in, equal sacrifice coming out.
Equal sacrifice going in, equal effort coming up.
Yeah, that one.
Okay.
Asterisk.
Yeah.
Supportivity.
It's importante.
A real thing to take away from this whole thing is also communication.
Yes.
Communication is key. Talk to your significant other if there's going to be a big change or shift in your life. I mean, because really that communication could, I don't want to say like soften the blow, because you don't want to like.
Oh yeah, definitely.
But
yeah,
I mean, it could.
Real.
Yeah, it could help them see what you're trying to do in a
like
whole different life.
At least I can prepare for it.
Right.
If you're gonna do it, if I'm gonna get hit in the face, at least I can put my block up. I can put my guard up. Like, goddamn.
But yeah.
Like, it just felt like Ryu just came in this jump, just like knocked my ass all out. You ain't even let me know he was outside. Goddamn it.
Oh man. But this has been the Dirty Trunk Podcast. Check us out at extensiondynasty.com. Leave us a like, review.
Yes. Hey, hold up. Review this podcast, because if you don't review this podcast, then guess what? Equal sacrifice, y'all. We sacrifice an hour of our time to do this podcast, and we don't even need to do this podcast. At least y'all can do is go ahead and leave us a review.
Yeah.
I'm not about to be ashamed of asking no more.
Supportivity, guys.
Alberto Vasquez Osogundo just told me that I need to need to grow a pair and ask for what I need. Actually, everybody at this table kind of told me that. Anybody who said at this table told me that I probably need to ask for what I want. So I want to review. Review this podcast so Anchor can know that we
mean business.
That we mean business. I mean, Anchor already know we mean business. He was also the podcast. So.
Oh, okay. Oh, thank you, Anchor.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you.
And shout out to our longtime sponsor, FNX. FNX Fit, and you know, it's an amazing thing. Anyway, see you next week.
Peace.